Almighty God, we bow down before Thee in humble obedience and dependence. We pray Thee, grant us the grace to respect each other this day in all our consultations, that our deliberations today shall take place in the spirit of mutual trust, so that we as leaders shall lead our country on the path of peace and shall find solutions for issues and problems facing us. Grant us the mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor Thy name in all we think, do, and say. Almighty God, we pray Thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Yes, honorable members. Honorable members, we will yes, the first, for today, the first item is that first notice of a motion that was moved by the Right Honorable Prime Minister. Does the Right Honorable Prime Minister move the motion?
Yes, Honorable Speaker.
Who seconds the motion? Any objections? Agreed to. The Right Honorable Prime Minister now has the floor.
But I thought it is allowed to read.
It was tabled. The Prime Minister now has the floor.
Can I
to motivate? Yes. The notice was given already.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Honorable.
Yes, please. Yes, point of procedure. Right Honorable Prime. Yes, you have the floor for point of procedure.
Minister, during that good stance, Honorable Speaker, I would want to apply and read Article 18, Administrative Justice, read together with Rule 79, Sub-Rule 2, just to plea the Honorable Speaker in respect of fairness and impartiality, and of course to ask for Honorable Speaker's flexibility and your usual good discretion. And of course, the spirit
I'm not getting the point. Start again, Honorable Member, and make your point. Make your point brief and direct. Otherwise, you are losing me.
I'm getting brief, Honorable
No,
Speaker.
you are too long. Start again and be brief.
Well, as per Rule Article 18, Administrative Justice, that speaks on fairness and impartiality.
Rule 18.
Article 18 of the Namibian Constitution, Honorable Speaker, read together with Rule 79, Sub-Rule 2, that equally so also speak on impartiality and fairness in respect of the Honorable Speaker's office. And of course, in the spirit of working together with the Right Honorable Prime Minister and meeting together each other halfway, I would like to plead for the flexibility of the Honorable Speaker to at least honor us now that we're here, to accord us at least 2 motions or so, just to balance on the order of the day from the opposition side. If the Honorable Speaker can accord us that flexibility as per your discretion, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Member, I think you are out of order to actually even quote the rules that you quote and to seek to alter the order paper at the time that it's being implemented, because I recall that there was an opposition, overwhelming opposition, when the Secretariat did not comply with the rule in terms of a matter that was under discussions having to be the first to be discussed the next time. And an attempt was made to rectify that. That generated an uproar from the side of this House, and the House was thrown into chaos. But be that as it may, I think it's inappropriate for the Honorable Member to justify a request for the presiding officer to exercise a discretion by putting it as a matter of entitlement and justice. You see, flexibility is exercised in order to optimize the work of the House, not to cater for an individual person, you know. But the point is that this is an extension that is for purposes of dealing with specific things. I'm no longer going to entertain really points of orders, because there was a consultation with the chief whips. That is concluded, and now we will proceed with the discussion. I don't grant the point of order. No, we are not going to discuss the agenda, honorable members. No, we will not discuss the agenda. No. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, you have the floor. No, honorable member. No.
Honorable.
No. You are honorable member, you don't have the floor. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, please continue.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, and thank you, Honorable Kalangula. Yes, he knows we have bilateral.
No, honorable
Thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, honorable members of the National Assembly, I'm reading from this device, but the document will be circulated so that you have it.
Yes.
In her inaugural speech, on the 21st March 2025,
yes, please proceed.
Her Excellency President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah said the following, and I quote,
Not granted.
The task facing me.
Honorable members, can we just please allow the PM to speak uninterrupted?
The task facing me, I quote, the task facing me as the 5th President of the Republic of Namibia is to preserve the gains of our independence on all fronts and to ensure that the unfinished agenda of economic and social advancement of our people is carried forward with vigor and determination to bring about shared balanced prosperity for all, unquote. In her booklet titled My Leadership Vision for Namibia, President Nandi-Ndaitwah said, and I quote, I want to emphatically stress that any acts of corruption, whether implicit or explicit, will absolutely not be tolerated and will be dealt with through the applicable laws of the country. Corruption is the cancer that eats away at the very fabric of our developmental efforts and initiatives as a nation. It is of utmost importance to understand that national development and effective service delivery are grossly compromised in an environment where corruption is permitted to thrive. Indeed, nothing frustrates our developmental efforts than corruption. Nothing causes more economic sabotage and human suffering than corrupt practices. Corruption stunts development. We are all agreed that corruption condemns the poor to a life of grinding poverty. It weakens national institutions. It steals the future of our children. It robs children their classrooms. It robs the sick their medicine. It is the cost of a textbook that never reaches a rural school. In short, it utterly destroys the trust between the government and the people it's supposed to serve. Therefore, let us work together to ensure that all institutions entrusted with the crucial responsibility of fighting corruption are adequately empowered to execute their functions effectively. Honorable members of the National Assembly, Article 94A, subsection 5 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia provides that, and I quote, "The National Assembly shall appoint the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission and the Deputy Director General upon nomination by the President," and unquote. It is therefore both an honor and a solemn responsibility for me to stand before this august House on behalf of Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah, President of the Republic of Namibia, to present the nomination for the appointment of the Director General and appointment of the incumbent Deputy Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission for 1 year, namely the Director General 5 years and 1 year for the incumbent Deputy Director General. Honorable members, the Constitution provides that the Director General and the Deputy Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission shall serve for a period of 5 years. The terms of office of the current office bearers are due to conclude I go on?
Yes, please proceed.
The Director General, once appointed, would conclude or will end in 2030. Against this background, and in accordance with the provisions of our Constitution, I have the honor on behalf of Her Excellency the President to present for the consideration of this House the nomination of Dr. Brian Aseb for appointment as Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission for a period of 5 years, as well as the appointment of incumbent Advocate Erna Lorraine van der Merwe as Deputy Director General for a period not exceeding 12 months. Honorable Speaker, Dr. Brian Aseb is an admitted attorney of the High Court of Namibia with over 37 years of distinguished experience in law enforcement, diplomatic security, corporate risk management, and financial governance. Throughout his professional career, he has held several senior leadership positions in public, diplomatic, and international institutions, where he has played a pivotal role in strengthening financial systems, ensuring regulatory compliance, and combating financial crime. Dr. Aseb's academic credentials are equally impressive. He holds a Doctor of Law in Banking Law from the University of Pretoria, a Master of Laws in Corporate Law from the University of South Africa, as well as a Bachelor of Law and B. Juris degrees from the University of Namibia, among other qualifications. Honorable Speaker, Advocate Erna Lorraine van der Merwe is an admitted legal practitioner of the High Court of Namibia with more than 4 decades of experience in legislative drafting, public prosecution, and anti-corruption governance. She has served as the Deputy Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission since its establishment and has been instrumental in providing strategic leadership to the institution, overseeing corruption prevention initiatives, and supporting investigations and institutional management. Advocate van der Merwe holds both a Bachelor of Laws and a Bachelor of Civil Law from the University of Pretoria, South Africa. She was admitted as an advocate for the Supreme Court of South Africa in 1987 and subsequently as an advocate of the High Court in Namibia in 1992. Honorable members, the fight against corruption remains central to the promotion of good governance, accountability, and the rule of law. It is therefore imperative that institutions entrusted with this responsibility are led by individuals of integrity, competence, and proven experience. It is on this basis that I now have the honor on behalf of Her Excellency President Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwah to submit to this august House the nomination of Dr. Brian Asap for appointment as Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission for a period of 5 years, and the appointment of incumbent Advocate Erna Lorraine van der Merwe as Deputy Director General for a period of 1 year. I accordingly present these nominations to this House for its favorable consideration. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Member, I so submit. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any discussions? I see a list here. Honorable Ita Vena.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members, and honorable members of the community, of the public. First and foremost, I would like to contribute to the matter on the floor about the appointment of Director General and Deputy Director General, respectively. Let me also express my sincere appreciation to Mr. Paulus Noah for his unwavering commitment and dedication in upholding the mandate of ACC since its inception up to date. His service has immensely contributed significantly to the institution. Honorable Speaker, the primary objective of Anti-Corruption Commission is to combat and prevent corruption through three fundamental mandates: investigating corrupt practices, educating the public on the detrimental effects of corruption, and recommending systemic reforms aimed at strengthening both public and private institutions. In terms of Article 94A, Sub-Article 5 of the Namibian Constitution, the National Assembly carries a significant constitutional responsibility in the appointment of Director General and Deputy Director General of the Commission. In exercising this mandate, we are required to carefully consider the qualifications, experience, integrity, and competence of the nominees before us. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, in this regard, Dr. Brian Asap presents an exceptional academic and professional record. He holds Doctor of Laws in Banking Law, a Master of Laws, LLM in Corporate Law, a Bachelor of Laws, LLB, a B. Juris, as well as a National Diploma in Police Science from the University of Namibia. Furthermore, he is an admitted attorney of the Higher Court of Namibia.
Very good.
And currently serves as Namibia National Coordinator for International Cooperation. His distinguished career reflects extensive experience in law enforcement, financial regulations, public administration, and institutional governance. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, during his tenure in the Namibian Police Force, Dr. Asap became the first station commander of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, where he successfully led complex investigations, including cases involving cross-border syndicates. His work contributed significantly to the development of Namibia jurisprudence on drug-related offenses and demonstrated his commitment to upholding the rule of law. Honorable Speaker, at the Bank of Namibia, he played a critical role in overseeing the security of the central bank, supervising currency production and distribution, representing Namibia in SADC and Common Monetary Area, exchange control forums, and contributing to exchange control reforms under SADC Finance and Investment Protocol. Honorable Speaker, at the Financial Intelligence Center, Dr. Asap was instrumental in strengthening the institution operational autonomy and coordinating Namibia response to the requirements of the Financial Action Task Force. Under his leadership,
Honorable Member, your time is up. No, it's not your place. Yeah, Honorable Member, you can just indicate your support. No. Honorable Member, just indicate your support, or otherwise take your seat, Honorable Member. The time is up. Yeah. Honorable members. No, I need to be heard. Honorable member, just say you support or you don't support and take your seat.
Director General Dr. Asap, and also the Deputy Director General, Ms. Erna van der Merwe. I thank you.
Thank you. Honorable members, we must keep to the time. The time limit is a part of the rules, and then I can direct the front desk to get the Hansard to exclude anything that is said after the time has lapsed. That is first and foremost. Secondly, I want to say to the members, it's not allowed to read newspapers or to scroll on cell phones when we are in the sitting. I'm seeing from here some honorable members. Honorable, please don't interrupt the presiding officer. I didn't mention anyone's name. I am just informing the members that. Now the next person is Honorable Hangula, and the presiding officer is not to be interrupted when they are on the floor.
It's Honorable Speaker, honorable members, let me take you back to the year 2005 when I was a mere child, a learner, and a member of the David Besedo High School debate team, and a member of the Namibia Children's Parliament. The Avid investment corruption case was prime news. The establishment of the Anti-Corruption Commission offered all the hope that one day Namibia will be corruption-free and public funds will be protected from looting and used to build schools, hospitals, and decent housing. In our schools debating competition, one of the most popular motions at the time was, this House believes that the Anti-Corruption Commission will root out corruption from Namibia. I was put on the opposite side. I defended the opposing side so well that our team won that round. But deep down in my soul, I truly believe that the Anti-Corruption Commission is the God-sent solution that our country needed, and that scandals like Avid investment will never happen again. In 2006, we welcomed the appointment of Paulos Noah and saw him through rose-colored glasses, seeing a brighter future for all of us. But alas, 20 years later, we sit with multiple corruption cases on our national consciousness, including the internationally infamous Fish Road scandal, whose very origins stem from the very four walls that we find ourselves in today. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, today as I stand before you, not as a mere child anymore, but a member of parliament still, and poetically, I stand on the side of the opposition, and still, yet the motion remains. This House believes that the transformation of the ACC will root out corruption from Namibia. Yet again, I stand looking at a change in the landscape of the fight against corruption in Namibia. We condone the nomination of Dr. Asap, but this time our glasses are not rose-colored. Instead, this time we are grabbing the magnifying glass, focusing our attention on him and the institution that he's set to lead. We are weary of the torturous 2 decades of sweeping corruption under the carpet. We are weary of the net that catches the small fish while the big fish slips through. We accept the extension of the Deputy Director, Advocate Anna van der Merwe, for institutional memory. We will keep a keen eye on the ACC and ensure that once beaten, twice shy. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we give you the President's nomination, but best believe that we will be the pebble in the armpit of the ACC. I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Shitana.
Thank you very much, honorable speakers. I normally hate to give advices to the elders. I normally compare this with a poor person donating to the rich person, because they don't appreciate. In Oshwambo they say tulapo, that means just put it there. So by doing so, it's, as a leader, you only have 3 things to deal with in life. In some places you lead, in some places you follow, in some places you support. If you don't position yourself well in any of this, then you are the problem. So in this nomination, so we accept the nomination from the President. And Dr. Asap might be a case and a blessing to Namibian, if you are not interfering with his duty as you normally does as the leading party.
100%.
Honorable Prime Minister, we love every Namibian citizens. And we care so much. But we have this problem when we are seeing young professional Namibians are being arrested because of the system you as a leading party have introduced to allow people to do what is not required to the law, and they end up in jail or in prison. It's a bad thing. And we don't want these things to continue. We want every Namibia to do what is required to the law. We want every Namibia to do what he or she can do best by him or herself in accordance with her duty. So we are with you, and we will monitor the situation. If you happen to go out of what is required we will be the first to hold you accountable, as we usually do. So we accept the nomination and we appreciate. Thank you.
Honorable Mbakera.
Thank you, Speaker. I rise to support the nomination of Dr. Brian Aseb as Director General of Anti-Corruption Commission. Corruption remains one of the most pernicious challenges confronting our nation. It siphons away resources intended for development, erodes public trust in our institutions, and untimely impedes our shared vision of prosperous and just Namibia. The stewardship of the Anti-Corruption Commission is therefore of the paramount importance in upholding accountability, transparency, and the rule of law. Dr. Aseb brings to this critical role a distinguished background in financial intelligence and public sector governance. His experience at the Financial Intelligence Center has seen him at the forefront of efforts to detect, deter, and disrupt financial crimes. He has honed his expertise in strengthening compliance systems and unraveling complex financial transaction skills that are indispensable as corruption syndicates increasingly exploit sophisticated financial mechanisms to evade detection. This technical proficiency, combined with his institutional insight, equips him admirably to lead the Commission with acumen and resolve required in today's dynamic environment. Honorable Speaker, effective leadership transitions demands both renewal and continuity. In this regard, I pay tribute to Paulus Noah, who has led the Anti-Corruption Commission since its inception. His enduring commitment has been instrumental in building and institutionalizing the Commission, laying a firm foundation upon which future leaders can build. Equally important is the role of the Deputy Director General, Mrs. Erna van der Merwe, whose one-year extension request would provide a vital bridge for stability. Her deep institutional knowledge and operational experience will be invaluable in ensuring a smooth and effective transition, preserving institutional memory like Honorable Angula have said, and sustaining the momentum of Commission's work during this period. Honorable Speaker, an effective Anti-Corruption Commission must operate with unwavering independence, professionalism, and consistency. I am fully satisfied that Mr. Aseb embodies the integrity, experience, and leadership qualities essential to advancing the mandate with diligence and accountability. He is well positioned not only to consolidate the gains made, but also to innovate and strengthen the Commission's capacity to meet emerging challenges head-on. I therefore urge the Honourable House to support the appointment of Mr. Brian Aseb as Director General of Anti-Corruption Commission, number 1, and also to support the one-year extension of Advocate Erna van der Merwe as Deputy Director General of Anti-Corruption Commission for smooth transition. I support the motion. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Hengari.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. As a senior member of the House, I rise in support of this motion. But I do so by first emphasizing that today's debate is bigger than the appointment of the individuals. It is about the strength, credibility, and independence of one of the most important institutions in safeguarding our constitutional democracy. The Anti-Corruption Commission must remain a fearless, professional, and well-resourced institution capable of investigating corruption without fear or favor, irrespective of the status, political affiliation, or economic influence of those involved. As representatives of the people, our duty extends beyond approving appointments. We must ensure that the institution itself possesses the legislative support, operational independence, financial resources, and public confidence necessary to fulfill its constitutional mandate. Strong institutions, not strong personalities, are the true pillars of accountable governance. Honorable Speaker, corruption is not merely the unlawful exchange of money or favors. It is the theft of opportunity from ordinary citizens. Every dollar diverted through corruption is a classroom left unbuilt, a hospital left unequipped, a road left unfinished, and a young person denied employment. Corruption weakens investor confidence, it erodes public trust, undermines service delivery, and widens inequality. Ultimately, it attacks the very social contract between the state and its citizens. Namibia has experienced the painful consequences of corruption. The fish rot scandal remains one of the most devastating examples of how public resources intended to benefit the nation can instead enrich a few individuals. Beyond the billions of dollars allegedly lost, the scandal inflicted lasting damage on Namibia's international reputation, investor confidence, and public trust in government institutions. It reminded us that corruption carries a cost far greater than financial loss. It delays development, it weakens democratic institutions, and erodes faith in justice. Honorable Speaker, the fight against corruption must therefore begin with ethical leadership. Laws, regulations, institutions are indispensable, but they can never substitute for leaders whose conduct is rooted in integrity, accountability, and service. Ethical leadership requires those entrusted with public office to exercise power with humility, transparency, and an unwavering commitment to the national interest. It demands that public servants recognize that every decision they make affects the lives and aspirations of the people they serve. Integrity cannot simply be demanded from investigators while being neglected by those in positions of authority. The fight against corruption must be led by example. It must become part of the culture of governance where honesty is rewarded, accountability is expected, and misconduct is met with swift and impartial consequences. Honorable Speaker, the appointments before this House therefore carry considerable significance. The Director General and Deputy Director General must inspire confidence not only through their qualifications and experience, but also through their commitment to fairness, professionalism, independence, and the rule of law. They must safeguard the Commission from any perception of political interference while ensuring that investigations are conducted objectively, efficiently, and in strict accordance with the law. The Anti-Corruption Commission's credibility depends on consistency. Every allegation deserving investigation must receive equal attention. Justice must neither be selective nor delayed, for justice delayed often becomes justice denied. Honorable Speaker, as we entrust these distinguished individuals with this important responsibility, let it be equally known and understood that this House will continue to exercise its constitutional oversight role diligently and without hesitation, Right Honorable Prime Minister. And when we do hold the leadership of the Anti-Corruption Commission to account, it should never be misconstrued as a personal attack on their character or integrity. Rather, it is our constitutional obligation to critically assess the quality, effectiveness, and impartiality of their work in safeguarding the resources of the Republic of Namibia and the public interest is provided for in our Constitution. Having considered the nominations before us, I am satisfied that the individuals possess the professional competence, the leadership experience, and integrity required to serve as both the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission and the Deputy Director General of SIN. I therefore support this very important motion. Thank you.
Honorable Achipara.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the opportunity to contribute to this important motion. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, faced with the fact that the administrative term of the Anti-Corruption Commissioners is coming to an end, I rise to contribute to the motion before this House regarding the approval of the commissioners to the Anti-Corruption Commission of Namibia. The Anti-Corruption Commission is established under Section 2 of the Anti-Corruption Act 2003, Act number 8 of 2003, and was inaugurated on the 1st February 2006 by our founding President, Dr. Sam Nujoma, and its mandate is very clear, is to prevent, investigate, and to combat corruption in all its forms. Honorable Speaker, corruption manifests itself in many ways. It is the unofficial payment demanded for the services that citizens are entitled to receive freely. It is the young entrepreneur who loses opportunities because of favoritism and connections. It is the public funds I tended for schools, clinics, roads, and other essential services that never reach their intended beneficiaries. Honorable Speaker, when citizens lose trust in public institutions because of corruption, development slows down, investment declines, and democracy itself is weakened. The integrity, independence, and effectiveness of the Anti-Corruption Commission are therefore essential to the maintaining public confidence in government and the credibility of this Parliament. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, the Anti-Corruption Act remains one of Namibia's strongest legal instruments in the fight against corruption. It criminalizes a wide range of corruption practices, including bribery, abuses of office, extortion, and related offenses. However, legislation alone cannot defeat corruption. Laws require principled, capable, and courageous individuals to enforce them. Today, we are not merely approving names. We are entrusting individuals with the responsibility of safeguarding public resources and ensuring accountability. These commissioners must be able to investigate allegations wherever they arise, whether in ministries, public enterprises, regional offices, and other public offices. This House should insist on 4 essential qualities: its competence, integrity, courage. Fighting corruption often requires controlling powerful interests. Commissioners must be prepared to investigate allegations regardless of rank, influence, and status. Honorable Speaker, the people of Namibia are watching this House. If we approve, we commissioners, we send the wrong message that corruption can be tolerated. And if we approve strong commissioners, we reaffirm Namibia's commitment to accountable, transparent, and ethical governance. Having carefully considered the commissioners nominated by Her Excellency Dr. Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah, namely Dr. Brian Asap for Director General and Advocate Erna van der Merwe for Deputy Director General respectively, I am satisfied that they possess the necessary qualification, experience, and integrity required to lead the Anti-Corruption Commission. I am encouraged that these appointments reflect individuals with proven professional competence and commitment to the public service. They have the potential to strengthen the implementation of the Anti-Corruption Act, reinforce the rule of law, and enhance the public confidence. I therefore support the approval of the nominated candidates.
Honorable Kalangula.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker. I would like to appreciate the Right Honorable Prime Minister for coming through with this rather overdue. Paulus Noah has been at the helm for 20 years. Very long indeed. I understand he just turned 61 or 62. But I would like to remind the Honorable House with an analogy again. Buying an umbrella. Many people buy an umbrella when it's raining, but not a lot keep an umbrella by their side in anticipation for rain. And that is a failure of succession plan. A failure of succession plan. I speak that in respect of Madame van der Merwe, Erna. Well, an extension of 1 year. She is now 65, turning 66, I understand. We ought to have seen that coming. I believe some of these old servants, they equally want to go home, but we keep keeping them in the seats. And this is problematic, and it doesn't speak to succession plan and inclusive of the Njikiti we were talking about the other day. Honorable Minister, it is unwise to buy an umbrella when it's raining. That speaks against succession plan. Madam van der Merwe's succession plan clearly is not indicative to have been working here. If it's meant maybe for institutional memory, that ought to have been done earlier or in anticipation. But past the pension years, it doesn't show good planning. It's a similar situation as we have discussed before in the Public Service Commission and the youthful inclusivity in this. We have many people that also want to be taking part in the grooming also taking place. We need to avoid these extensions going forward. On Dr. Aseb, Dr. Aseb, having worked in the leadership of FIC, I would have understood that he might have seen many irregularities of financial flows that have taken place over the years. So that also raises question mark on my side, that what will he do better to point out what he has seen when he was at FIC in the Anti-Corruption Commission. Though he has a good portfolio, he is worth a chance, but the trauma of Paulus Noah and the critics that was given over the years is questionable, because high-profile corruption cases have been protected. It was clear and evident to see, but they go for the smaller ones. We opt and hope to see better through Dr. Aseb and to avoid the experience, because we are traumatized by that experience. And of course, one needs to take in mind that overstaying in a seat is problematic. People become comfortable. And this is what we have seen with Paulus Noah as well. And many others that have overstayed in their seat. It's an example that we need to learn from. But on that note, nomination accepted with a watchful eye going forward. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Mongo.
Madam Speaker, honorable members, there are moments in life of a nation when the decision we make in this chamber extends beyond the walls of Parliament. They shape the confidence of our people, strengthen or weaken our institutions, and define the legacy we leave for the future generations. The nomination before us today is one such moment. It is not simply about appointing an individual to occupy an office. It is about entrusting a fellow Namibian with the solemn responsibility of safeguarding the integrity of our republic and ensuring that the rule of law always prevail over power, privilege, and personal interest. Madam Speaker, the office of the Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission is not an ordinary public appointment. It is an office entrusted with one of the most sacred responsibilities in our constitutional democracy: defending the integrity of the state, protecting public resources, and ensuring that the powerful and the powerless stand equal before the law. The person whose nomination is before the House must therefore demonstrate integrity, courage, independence of mind, and professional competence of the highest order. The Anti-Corruption Commission can only command the confidence of the Namibian people if its leadership is free from political influence, personal interest, fear, or favor. The people must have absolute confidence that every allegation of corruption will be treated not according to who is involved, but according to the evidence and the law. Madam Speaker, the nominees entrusted with this office must understand that anti-corruption does not belong to any government, political party, individual, or interest group. It belongs to the Republic of Namibia and to its people. The Director General must therefore never become an instrument of those in position of power, nor should the Commission ever be perceived as a weapon against political opponents or a shield for those who hold influence. The true test of this office is whether it can pursue wrongdoing wherever it exists, regardless of the identity, status, or political affiliation of the person concerned. The fight against corruption cannot succeed where there is selective justice, because corruption destroys institutions whenever accountability is applied with one standard for the weak and another for the powerful. Madam Speaker, while the independence of anti-corruption is fundamental, independence cannot become a refuge from accountability. A constitutionally independent institution must also demonstrate effectiveness, transparency, and a measurable commitment to its mandate. I therefore believe that upon assuming office, the Director General should present a clear and realistic strategic plan outlining how the Commission intends to strengthen investigations, improve institutional performance, address delays, and restore public confidence. Parliament, as a representative of the people, must continue to exercise its oversight responsibility to ensure that this important institution delivers meaningful results while respecting the rule of law and due process. Madam Speaker, as members of this Assembly, we are not merely being asked to approve a name. We are being asked to place our confidence in the person who will occupy one of the most sensitive offices of our Republic. Our responsibility is to ensure that the person appointed has the courage to stand firm when pressure comes, the wisdom to act fairly when emotions run high, and the integrity to place the Constitution above all personal or political consideration. Namibia does not need an anti-corruption commission that fears those who hold power. Namibia needs an anti-corruption commission that reminds every holder of public office that power is temporary, but accountability to the people and the Constitution is permanent. Madam Speaker, honorable members, having carefully considered the nominees before us and the constitutional importance of this office, I am satisfied that they deserve the confidence of this House. I therefore wholeheartedly support these appointments while reminding them that this confidence carries an immense responsibility. I urge them to discharge their duties faithfully, fearlessly, and strictly in accordance with the Constitution, the law of the Republic, and the principle of natural justice. They must ensure that every decision taken by the Commission is beyond reproach, transparent, and fully in accordance with the law. They must never allow this House or the Namibian people to be disappointed by any failure to uphold the highest standard of integrity, independence, and professionalism. With a clear conscience and full appreciation of the responsibility attached to this office, I have no hesitation in lending my full support to these nominations. I so submit.
Honorable Venani.
Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I rise to lend my full support to the nomination of Dr. Asep to be the new head of the Anti-Corruption Commission. And I must say that when people's names surface on the floor of this House that carries the weight of competence, impartiality, good character, they will get the support of all members of this House across the aisle. Honorable Speaker, before I make my introduction, I want to say the following to the Prime Minister. Right Honorable Prime Minister, convey my sincere thanks to the President, Her Excellency Netumbo Ndaitwah, for having appointed Asep into this position, not because merely of his academic credentials, but a number of years ago, I received 2 notes from prominent Namibians that became president of this country while I was a member. In 2005, you are saying you were at school. I moved a motion on tribalism in this House. President Hage Geingob wrote me a note. He was seated there, Chief Whip of SWAPO. Former President Pohamba wrote me a note. In fact, I will reveal them in my memoirs. The courage in which they encouraged me, that as young as you were then, trying to take on a critical issue that nobody talks about in this country. This is how President Netumbo has come to the party, and that is the fact that she has appointed, since President Hage Geingob has left office, there is no person of Damara descent leading an institution on its own. By appointing Asep, she has answered that, and that is good. That is the country that we must prepare to build. Everyone to be on the deck, to be given fair chances, and I will forever continue to fight for all Namibians to be on the deck wherever they are competent to work for the common interest of our people. For that, I thank her and convey my sincere thanks to her. Honorable Speaker, in a very brief moment, our country is challenged by serious corruption, malfeasance, and greed in all stratas. But one strata that has not been attacked ferociously is a strata of financial intelligence. This country is losing millions in transfer pricing, in base erosions, companies not recording tax. Our ACC has not taken on big mining companies that are evading tax in this country. We have not taken the big corporate companies that are making millions and milking this country. Having someone with financial intelligence background, with a PhD in law, let that be a frontier that the ACC would attack. Rather than attacking a principal that took 2,000 at the school, let's attack those that are taking 300 million from our country's shores and invest them in other countries through transfer pricing and base erosion. Secondly, and lastly, is the question of corporate boards. Board members that we are appointing that are going to boards to go and milk institutions. Our boards of directors have become an authority on their own in milking institutions. We are having a situation, if ACF is worthy the party that he is, that we are going to give him the agreement to continue, let him challenge those board members writing off vehicles. A 2016 car that is costing $1 million is written off for $5,000. So our board members, when they go into those boards, first thing is cars, second thing is laptops, the other thing is, iPads, the other thing is straps. Where have you seen board members earning a year $1 million just for board sitting fees? We need to nip that in the bud. So we support wholeheartedly the appointment of ASAP. To Erna van der Merwe, let me say the following. You might be an experienced person, maar in Afrikaans is daar 'n gesegde wat sê, dame, trek jou sokkies op. She must pull up her socks. She has been there for 20 years. She's very silent, very quiet, very nice face. We are watching you. This 1 year must be action. We want and demand action from you, and we wholeheartedly support these two nominations. And I thank you.
Yes, thank you. Honorable members, we will now take a break of 20 minutes and come back. Please take our seats. Yes. When we went on break, Honorable Nashinge was the next on the list requesting to contribute to the motion. He is not here. We proceed to Honorable Likato. Lukato.
Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament, leaders of various political parties, thank you very much and a good morning. Today, Thursday, 9 July 2026, I here, on behalf of the National Democratic Party, NDP, with the powers vested on me by the NDP Constitution and the masses of Namibia, to submit and present the NDP contribution regarding the appointment of the Director of the Anti-Corruption Commission. Honorable Speaker, the ruling party has monopolized this appointment for many years now. As a result, many corruption cases implicated members from the ruling party have been put under the mat. It's now for the opposition parties to elect the director of this position. Although the Anti-Corruption Act states that the president nominates a candidate to head the ACC, it is the National Assembly which actually makes the appointment for 5-year term. If this system is not constitutional followed, it can be open to abuse. Ideally, the head of the ACC should be appointed as, in a similar manner the chief electoral officer with an independent panel selecting the successful candidate in a process that can be scrutinized by the public. At the moment, the ruling can essentially appoint anyone they think will protect the party's top figures and the financial backers from investigation and the prosecution. If the head of the anti-corruption agency is effectively given the job by the head of the state, inevitable, the appointee has an incentive to defer to the will of the appointer. International best practice suggests that the appointment and the removal of anti-corruption agency heads should be the joint responsibility of several stakeholders, including the executive, legislature, and the non-state actors. This avoids the possibility of the executive making decisions that are in the interest of one political group instead of the public. So, Honorable Speaker, appointing the independent and anti-corruption commissioner from opposition political party significantly enhances institutional checks and balances, builds public trust, and shields the oversight agency from being weaponized by the ruling alliance. Structuring the leadership of the anti-corruption agency to include opposition involvement provides several distinct institutional advantages. Number one, mitigates executive dominance and patronage. Caps patronage. Ruling governments often use appointments to reward loyalty or shield allies from scrutiny. An opposition alliance or opposition nominated commissioner breaks this cycle of patronage, reduces executive overreach. It strips the president or prime minister of the unilateral power to install a compliant watchdog, creating a genuine constitutional separation of powers. Number two, neutralizes selective justice and political weaponization, prevents selective prosecution, inculcates governments frequently we weaponize integrity agencies to target political rivals while ignoring international corruption. Ensures balanced security. A leader outside the ruling party is structurally insensitive to investigate the state officials and the executive officers that hold the majority of public resources. Honorable Speaker, the number 3, maximize public trust and institutional legitimacy. Signals transparency. And then lastly, Honorable Speaker, on behalf of the National Democratic Party NDP, I will support the approval of the Director of Anti-Corruption Commission, which condition that the Director and those who are supporting in that profession, they have to denounce their membership, political, public, so that they must be free from any
Thank you. Honorable Lucato, the approvals would be made within the context of the framework that governs such, and if what you propose is not in, unfortunately, it wouldn't come in. Yeah, now Honorable Nashinge is back.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good morning. Let me also contribute and support the scrutiny of this motion. While in support, I do not want to support without serious reservation that this House owes to the nation an answer to, as we are responsible to support the President's intentions. First, on the extension of Advocate Erna van der Merwe's tenure, this House has been given a bare motion by the Prime Minister of 1 year. No reasons whatsoever as to why she must continue, but again also perhaps it was going to be fair for the Prime Minister to take us through on the transition, how we are going to recruit the next deputy. I think that was going to assist us to have a proper understanding and to also make sure that we take you to account moving forward. But also, what are the justification? Is it institutional memory? And I ask government to name it specifically whose memory, which case files. Is this memory about ongoing fish road related matters or the many corruption dockets this commission has sat on for many years without prosecution? Madam van der Merwe is going to stick around for 12 months with 114 pending corruption cases that are unresolved up to this point in time. And she must stay. If unresolved cases are the true reasons, that is not justification for extension. It is an indictment of ACC's own performance, and this House deserves to know exactly which case requires a hand to close. Secondly, Honorable Speaker, we have seen this pattern before. Mr. Noah served this commission for 2 decades. Namibians were told then too that continuity matter more than 5 years term set out in our own law. Now we are asking once again to accept an open-ended logic of just 1 more year, dressed up as transition but indistinguishable from same drift into indefinite tenure that we have already lived through once. Thirdly, and most urgent, what safeguards has this House been given by the Prime Minister or the President that Dr. Asap's 5-year term as prescribed by Section 4 of the Anti-Corruption Act will be honored to the letter and not quietly extended by the same logic being used today for his deputy. A term fixed by law must mean exactly that, 5 years. I'm praying that we are not going to see Dr. Asef being given 30 years to take care of ACC. If this assembly approve extension on vague grounds today, we set the precedent that undermines the very 5-year limit we are being asked to approve for Dr. Asef. Honorable Speaker, I'm not opposing continuity for its own sake. I'm opposing continuity without accountability. Before this House approve this motion, government should have tabled the specific case files justifying the extension and written transition plan with a defined end date and binding assurance on record. Dr. Asef's term will not be extended beyond the 5 years. This law should demand so. And as I conclude, perhaps some of the few stuff that we also need to take into consideration is that ACC is a commission without commissioners. And we have been raising this issue here, and I'm hoping the executive has listened. Let us have commissioners. Let us make sure that these two are going to be accountable to a team of commissioners, just like ACC. Now, they can decide they are going to report on their work, on their progress, one say, oh, nothing at all. And there is no one to put them under pressure to do so. Why are we continuing with this tendency? Because if corruption is indeed a crime in this country, it should not just be rhetoric. On Dr. Asef, as we wish him well, I'm also praying that everywhere where he has been, given the political exposure professionally, we are not going to hear that Namdia where he was, Namcor where he was, NIP where he was, there are things that we should make sure that he takes accountability for. I see the Honorable Minister of Finance, of Health, in the newspaper today. She's contracting somebody to probe the cars of NIP, the executive, the cars that the executive got. And Dr. Asef, if my memory serves me well, he was the chairperson of that board. I also have information that the former CEO of NIP was given a $500,000 Namibia bonus, which was not in compliance with PEGA, with the Ministry then of Finance and Public Enterprise, and that money was approved by 3 members of the 7 board members, and Dr. Asef was also there. So I'm hoping, moving forward, as we wish him well, we are not going to have some ghosts running after him. Otherwise, congratulations to him, and we are looking forward to a progressive ACC. We are looking forward to an ACC that is going to fight corruption without protecting comrades, without protecting friends of the comrades, and truly get to a point where we are going to arrest corruption as it should be. Thank you very much.
Yes, honorable members, I like to reiterate again the rule that says we should not make accusations or suggest improprieties on the floor of Parliament, against people who are not here to defend themselves. Yeah, but if there is a case that is substantiated, it can be brought in terms of the rules if it is for the House to deal with. Now, so now I call on Honorable Shimi. Honorable Shimi.
Thank you.
That they bought from China with the Russian money.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
The Russian money.
Honorable Speaker, do
Yes,
I have the floor?
honorable members. Honorable members.
Honorable Speaker,
You
do
know,
I have the floor?
if members know things about each other that are violating the law, we as lawmakers, this House has passed laws and it has established institutions to deal with those issues. We cannot use this platform for that. Now, before Honorable Ipumbu takes the floor, I see that the honorable members come here dressed in traditional gears, you know, and sometimes traditional gear, some local, some not local, that is allowed under the rules. And it is not an easy thing, since we don't only wear we don't have one gear as a nation. It's very difficult to say this one is not properly put on. You are not supposed to have that part. But I have inquired, honorable members, and I have been reliably informed, and I have now confidence to call upon the honorable members to say, the honorable members that wear traditional shirts, men especially, traditional shirts from Oshiwambo culture, they are not expected to have hats in a formal meeting. Wait, don't interrupt me. What I have observed is that I have been, honorable members,
That's
honorable members, I have been around also when I visit these events that are hosted by traditional leaders. I see that the head men and the senior councillors, when the chief of the traditional authority comes, they take off their hats and they are holding their hats in their hands. So I would like to advise the honorable member, Honorable Shitana, to address the decorum in that regard. I have, you see, I can see Honorable Lucato there, I can see Honorable Royal, but I don't have any evidence that says the cap of Honorable Lucato violates the code of that traditional outfit. Nor do I have evidence that says the gear of Honorable Royal does. But the one of Honorable Shitana that I'm familiar with, I know that the Honorable Shitana would not be wearing that in a meeting with the king or with the queen. So Honorable Shitana, please, the hat part. Yeah. Now we continue with Honorable Shimi.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
Even yours is out of order. Yes, point on what do you want to? Yeah, no, unless if he is asking for a clarification.
Yes, Honorable Speaker, you mentioned my name. You talk of my culture. I'm a Kwanyama. You are not on from my culture as a Kwanyama. You know, Kwanyama, you put on this one with a head. Just like other traditional, like Honorable Lucato and Honorable J. Case closed.
So, honorable member, you did not ask for clarification of the ruling of the presiding officer. Instead, what you did, you argued with the presiding officer, and then you continued to wear the hat. So the ruling of the presiding officer stands. And in any case, you don't know the culture that I come from. So you have no basis to say, you don't have any basis to say you are not from here and this is how this one is. The ruling is made, Honorable Shitana, just take off the hat. Point of procedure.
We were going so well.
Yes, we were doing so well,
Honorable Speaker, I'm from a Kwanyama culture. I just need to make a point because we are not here also to confuse the nation.
The presiding officer has
I respect our culture, and our culture is you can also not wear a hat or any, if you are a man, in front of your senior. When you come in front of your senior, yes. Okay, and our cultural attires are worn at, can I just finish and you get your chance? Can you just allow me to finish and then you get, okay, our cultural attires are worn at our traditional events and festivals. Thank you.
Honorable members, I am no longer going to discuss this point of procedure. I have made the ruling. Honorable Shitana, you are required to comply with the ruling. If you don't comply with the ruling, I will invoke the rules that are available to me to compel, to enforce discipline. Honorable Ipumbu, you can continue. No, please. No.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable, continue, please. Honorable Ipumbu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker.
You are out of order, Honorable.
Honorable Speaker.
Honorable members, I will name you. Honorable members, I will name you. Honorable members, I would like to have order. Let Honorable Ipumbu please continue.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, it's very encouraging that all the honorable members who have made a contribution so far really shows that we all care about eliminating corruption from Namibia. Because corruption is an evil that destroys nations. Corruption takes away resources, critical resources that are important to build schools, to build hospitals, to buy medicines, and corruption that way increases inequality because it concentrates wealth in the pockets of the few. So I believe it's important that all of us join this fight, and I'm encouraged by the contribution that honorable members have given so far. As far as Dr. Asab is concerned, I can give you a personal testimony because I have worked with him for a very long time. So I can give you a personal testimony that this is a Namibian who is passionate about the development of Namibia. This is a Namibian whose loyalty to Namibia is unquestionable. This is a Namibian whose integrity is impeccable. So that's a personal testimony I can give you. And therefore, for him to lead an institution such as the ACC, it's something that we should all support. Secondly, I also want to mention that if we don't support professionals who want to contribute to the development of their country, despite the personal sacrifices they are making, because I'm aware that he will be making a personal sacrifice if he is appointed as an ACC director, it's going to discourage other professionals from contributing to the development of their countries, even if they are willing, because we are discouraging them. And therefore, I am encouraged by the fact that we are all supporting that, because that is also going to encourage other professionals to serve their nation, to serve their country. Honorable Speaker, the corruption, Honorable Speaker, corruption is not only the job of the ACC. An ACCU is not going to be a superhero in terms of combating corruption alone. The combating of corruption needs all of us. And it should start with us at home, inculcating that culture in our children. All of us, we all have that responsibility. And I want to share just a short story with you, honorable members. I was listening to some NAS students talking about doing their assignments, and one of them said, "Oh, I wish I had money to pay somebody to do an assignment for me." So I was a bit shocked that students at that level already are talking about paying somebody, and that's corruption. And therefore, it's important that we start educating children right from primary school that corruption is a bad evil. We should start in our own institutions, wherever we are, that corruption is a bad evil. So that way we are going to help the Anti-Corruption Commission, Dr. Asap and Dr. Van der Merwe, or Advocate Van der Merwe, to fight corruption with all of us. They need all our support. It's not only their job, it's a job of all and every Namibian to contribute to the elimination of corruption. With that, I support the appointment of Dr. Asap and Advocate Van der Merwe. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member. So I continue calling on Honorable Shitana to comply with the rule. Honorable Shitana, please remove your hat. Yeah, this is the third time now I'm asking you. If you cannot remove your hat, I will have to ask you to leave the chamber. No, Honorable Member, remove your hat or you leave the chamber. No, Honorable Member, I'm dealing with the case of Honorable Shitana. No, Honorable Member, no. I'm talking to Honorable Shitana. No, I don't want to be interrupted in this process. You can't interrupt this process. No, you cannot interrupt this process. I'm asking for Honorable Shitana to remove his head. Yeah. Very good. Yeah. Take your seat, Honorable Member. Take your seat, Honorable Member. Take your seat. Wait, Honorable. Just a moment. Just take your seat. Let me explain to you. Honorable Member, Honorable Carola, if you observe anyone who is violating the rules, you are within your right to rise on a point of order and draw to the attention of the presiding officer, not when what you are doing now is you are violating the rule. Take your seat. Take your seat, Honorable Member. Take your seat, Honorable Member. Take your seat. I am on the floor. You are violating the rule. You are disrespecting the chair. You cannot get up to speak when the chair is on the floor. Yeah. No, I was making a ruling when your chief whip got up. And he, as a chief whip, has a responsibility to mobilize the members of his party to comply with the rules and to assist the presiding officer to maintain discipline. But he leads the party to always challenge the authority of the chair and to disrespect the House. Yeah. So I have made that point now. Honorable Amtenya was next on the list.
Now, Honorable Speaker, in support of this nomination, I demand from the new leadership and the entire Anti-Corruption Commission that the ACC itself must really become an institution that is feared by the corrupt, an institution that is trusted by the honest, an institution that is respected by its partners, and an institution that is admired by the Namibian people. With that, Honorable Speaker, also having observed that majority of us and those that have spoken before me are in support of this nomination, and also considering that we have the annual report of the Anti-Corruption Commission that is on the order paper, I would like to request for the support of the House that possibly our comments that we have around the Anti-Corruption Commission, we can then have them as well during the report deliberation, and therefore requesting for the approval of the nomination. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Ampanda.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Let's imagine if Toby Aupindi did not have resources available to himself. He would not be sitting at this parliament today. we are talking about an institution that also involves lives. He had to go all the way to the Supreme Court to clear himself. So there's the nature of the institution that we're also talking about. He will be sitting here with us. I've gone to the ACC, provided the evidence. Investigators briefed me according to the Act. They confirm that acts of corruption have taken place. They submit the file to the Director General of the ACC, and the case is closed. So we are talking about the institution that we know, that also deals with the lived realities of our people. It's not a simple matter that have to be handled from a partisan perspective. Because ultimately, at one day, you will find yourself at the receiving end. Those people who are in jail today, they would have wished that they would have renovated prisons when they were members of parliament or cabinet. The wheels always turns. So we have to take this ACC thing quite very seriously. Prime Minister, I have written to you. And I must say, really, I'm disappointed. I wrote to you because I know the ACC original advert was advertised by the Office of the Prime Minister. You acknowledged, yes, to your credit, that we were considering it. The next thing that I saw is you motivating. Not a response to say that, well, we decided otherwise or we preferred it this way. And my boss preferred it this way. It would have been nice to get that response. But we have an advert in 2003 by the Office of the Prime Minister. We could have done better. But I accepted it. Why? Because we have a very bad section. Section 4.2 says the President can nominate any person that the President considers suitable. So we don't have a strong case. So we leave that as it is. But that would have been the ideal situation. Section 7.2, Prime Minister, speaks about the condition of service that must be determined by the President and approved by the National Assembly. I also asked for that condition of service in my letter to you. Because it's very important for Parliament to exercise that responsibility. One of the things that are outstanding that we need to be able to do. Section 7, subsection 5 of the Act also speaks about immediately after we do this appointment, they must declare their assets and liabilities to you. We must implore you at least to table those to us as members of Parliament once it's done. Are we rubber stamping? Absolutely not. The section 5 of the ACC Act, Speaker, I'm using my phone to look at the Act. So section 5.
that is allowed.
Yes, so section 5 make provision for who are those people that are disqualified. Yeah, a person who's not a Namibian, ASEB is a Namibian. It's not a member of the National Assembly or National Council, it's not a member of Regional Council or Local Authority, ASEB is not one of them. It's not an unrehabilitated insolvent, has not been convicted of any of that. I have seen the secret security clearance of Dr. ASEB from the Namibia Central Intelligence Agency service. So it speaks to the confirmation in terms of all those provisions that are there. But there are systemic issues, such as the one that I spoke about, that it is true the ACC can be weaponized. One day the ACC can clear a person, the following time Al Jazeera does a broadcast, that's when they go and run and arrest people. Yeah? We see the ACC running to arrest people, but the certain crimes are also taking place by other people. But you are told, oh, look on the other way. Look at August 26th. Look at the part that cost 8 million, one part. It's confirmed, but nothing has happened. So those are systemic issues that may not necessarily have to deal with ASEB. There are corruption that is also taking place also at the National Assembly. So ASEB would have to come and deal with corruption in the National Assembly that we are also involved in as Parliament. So it's a very serious institution. And I'm very glad that Honorable Opindi is also on the floor to come and tell us. I think it's a very important and novel story. We support ASEB not because we want anything from that, because it's a very important institution. And the necessary compliance have been met. That's why we support.
Yes, thank you, honorable members. I must highlight one again, really that we need to resist the temptation. However, we are convinced that a certain act constitute an impropriety, where there is no evidence and conviction made, we can't use a platform where we have immunity to make those expressions, because it would look like an abuse of our immunity. You see, if we feel that, that there was a case that was handled and it was not properly handled, we can use our power through our committees to summon those institutions and demand the documentations, so that if they are not doing what they are supposed to do, then we, Honorable Member, can you please allow the presiding officer, so that we can then demand that things are done properly. But it is unfair. It is unfair that a person is out there and members of parliament are referring to cases they have dealt with or cases involving them as corruption cases, but this person had no opportunity to come and argue with this person and say what you are saying is not true. And that is part of the rules. That's what the rules are saying. Honorable Lutuhezi, you are out of order. IPC leader of official opposition. Honorable Nashinge, you are out of order. You are out of order. Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
She's more compliant than the official leader of opposition.
I rise to support the nomination.
To see what? Look at yourself.
On the floor.
You are very disrespectful. You should also look at yourself in the mirror. You should look at himself in the mirror. Speaker, what? He is doing
Speaker,
right that he's behaving like that? No, that's rudeness.
Okay, I said I rise to support the nomination on the floor. However, honorable members, corruption is not only about stealing money or resources. It also includes cheating, abusing authority, unfairness, and depriving others of equal treatment. Corruption can take many forms, including selective decision-making, applying rules differently depending on who is involved. As we debate this ACC motion, we must remember that integrity begins here in the National Assembly. We must uphold fairness, treat every member equally, consider every motion on its merit, free from favoritism or bias. If we are truly committed to fighting corruption, we must also reject injustice and selective treatment within this House. We cannot demand accountability from others while failing to uphold the same standards ourselves. Parliament should set standards for ethical leadership because the people of Namibia expect us to lead by example. I therefore welcome the appointment of any individual who is committed, competent, and independent in helping Namibia fight corruption. Strengthening our institutions and supporting principled leadership are essential if we are to build a transparent, accountable, and a just nation. I therefore say I support the motion. Thank you, honorable members.
Thank you, Honorable Ehub.
Thank you so much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. Good morning. We would like to welcome, after having carefully studied the credentials of Mr. Asep, welcome his appointment. However, we want to highlight one or two issues of critical importance. The ACC is a very important and an integral institution aimed at fighting corruption. We want this institution to be careful with one or two matters, one of which is the weaponization of the organization against opposition political parties. We have seen that as we approached the 2025 elections, there was a case released by the ACC against Karas regional councillors, and that case appeared to us in our assessment as having been a direct attack against opposition parties in this free country. So we need to be careful, and Mr. Asep needs to be very careful that the ACC is not weaponized against other political parties. We must also ensure that the ACC remains an institution of credibility to deal with the issue of grand corruption. Grand corruption is a serious concern for our political party. There are particular companies within this country, particularly in the fishing sector, that are connected to parties linked with the ruling party, or companies linked with the ruling party. So those matters need to be looked at from our perspective. We will also appreciate it if the incoming director, if we all agree, also ensures that there's no administrative overreach of the ACC. There are certain matters that can be dealt with administratively, but the ACC tends to involve itself into affairs of institutions, local authorities, such as in the instance of the Karasburg municipality. Administrative matters that can be dealt with at its level, ACC tends to overreach in those issues, promotional issues as well as appointment issues. We want the ACC really to begin to focus on grand corruption, because that is what is affecting the citizens of this country. We therefore conditionally support the appointment of Mr. ASAP, and we will be closely monitoring what he will be doing with the ACC, because that institution is a very critical one. Prime Minister, so we support.
Honorable Engula.
Very good, very good. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Good. I don't think I said good morning either. Morning to our other members also. Honorable Shimi, the issue of students, Ipumbu Shimi, Honorable. It's a culture that have existed in those institutions, tertiary institutions, for quite some time, where people pay others to do their assignments. But anyways, nevertheless, that's not my contribution. Even though, yeah. Yes, the pronouncement by the outgoing Director General, Noah, of the ACC, that the ACC has lost 22 highly trained and skilled investigators over the past years, is representative of a weak institution that has been established by the Act of Law, by the Act of Parliament, but not strengthened enough in terms of resource adequacy, as well as in terms of being guarded also against political hegemony. Now, that partiality, because of political influence that, and evidence is all over, has led to sectors such as the fishing industry, or the ACC not zooming enough and efficiently and effectively into the happenings in the fishing sector, as well as the mining sector. The diamond, the desert, Namibia Desert Diamonds has lost millions in terms of money in the form of those stones that were stolen. And I don't remember, and I actually need to be convinced that the ACC has played a major role when it comes to the investigations of what happened. Now, there is also the appointment of various, or rather of employees within the public sector at various grades that seem to be not very well administered by the Public Service Commission, or the Public Service Commission has turned a blind eye on making sure that equity prevails during the process of appointments of people into the public service. Honorable Speaker, we support the appointment or the nomination, or the appointment rather, now, of Dr. Asap for the period as indicated, as well as then of Advocate Van der Merwe. But then on condition that the ACC is well or adequately funded, that the ACC is allowed to inculcate a culture of impartiality in order for it to conform to Article 94A, sub-article 3 of the Namibian Constitution. And we also would like to see the ACC abstaining more from these political influences and taking a neutral stance when it comes to dealing with corruption cases. Now, on that background, I would like actually then to echo my, or the sentiments that have been echoed by the previous speakers in support of this appointment. I thank you.
Honorable Mulunga.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I'd like to put it on record and for the public to know that the opposition should not be seen as opposing all appointments coming from the executive. When this House discusses such appointments and we find them to be aligned to the oath of office that we have taken and in compliance with the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, and that these appointments meet all the provisions as stated and outlined in the Constitution, rest assured that we shall support such appointments. Right, Honorable Prime Minister, through you, of course, Honorable Speaker, we want to support this nomination, and we hope that future nominations will abide to the Constitution, and you shall receive our support. Thank you.
Honorable Karonda. What about that?
All right, thank you, Speaker. Thank you very much for the opportunity. I'm a bit ambivalent as to
Did someone fall from the list?
this issue, so I would not clearly state whether we would support this nomination or not, because one, I can clearly state that the Anti-Corruption Commission has, ever since its inception, not really lived up to its mandate. In one sense, one would say that it has served as a career-sustaining institution for those that were employed by it. And as such, Swanu believes that to deal with this matter, the best person to lead the ACC must be somebody who has nothing to lose. A retired judge, for instance. If you keep appointing people who have something to lose, they would always dance to the pipes or tunes of those who appoint them, or those they believe have some influence. It therefore becomes necessary that also a body of commissioners be established that would directly supervise the work of the director and his deputy. I remember as far back as 2020, when Masule was recommended for appointment to be the chief of investigations and prosecutions, the office of the Prime Minister then of course the Speaker, for some strange reason, decided that it would block the appointment of Masule. Now imagine, ACC Prime Minister Masule. And fortunately, of course, Masule took up a fight and he won. No, on appeal he won. My time is moving.
These are the things that we are saying. Let's not come here and make accusations.
Please be allowed to finish.
We cannot use this platform to make accusations against other people that we cannot substantiate.
It's a matter of fact.
No, it's not a matter of fact. It's not a matter of fact. If you want to discuss that issue, you have to say it at a platform where others can react to it. But you cannot, because I'm in the chair and I cannot argue with you, start to make allegations and also allegations about other people.
You need to end my minute.
No, you are out of order, Honorable Member. Just come to the topic of discussion. That is wrong what you said there.
Now, so ACC as an institution lost, and Namibia also lost an opportunity to be led by somebody who was competent, who was not ready to be bought or bribed. It is a opportunity that we lost as a country.
Who wanted to bribe you?
And I think that's that speaks.
On a point of procedure, Speaker. On a point of procedure.
No, Honorable Member.
Procedure.
I have made a point of procedure to say, according to the rules, you cannot make an allegation against a person who cannot defend themselves. You sit in Parliament, you have no evidence to substantiate.
Which person
but
is
that person, whether that person is outside of the House or the person is presiding but they have no deliberative right. Us is the presiding officer. The presiding officer only makes ruling but cannot participate in the debate. So if members get up here, as they do sometimes, and they make accusations against the presiding officer, that's abuse, because I cannot argue with the person as a presiding officer. So it's out of the rules, honorable members, let's not do that.
So, Honorable Speaker, and therefore I would agree with those who have hinted to the fact that there is excessive political interference in the affairs and work of the ACC, and we should guard against that so as to maintain its independence or autonomy. And to that end, it only goes without saying that the ACC is indeed an institution that all of us should support, but the biggest problem we have with the work of the ACC, as it is with almost the work of any other thing in this country, is the overzealous nature of SWAPO's interest and insatiable hunger for wealth, money that it does not deserve. Thank you.
That is also out of order. Yes, you have the floor.
Yes, Speaker, I just want to, I'm a little bit confused as to why none of the SWAPO members came to the Speaker's defense. In fact, and Speaker, you were right to actually make the ruling that you made, but I'm a little bit stunned as to why none of the members actually stood up on a point of order or procedure to call the member that is debating on the floor to order. In fact, Honorable Speaker, in fact, they should have done that to protect the presiding officer. It shouldn't be the Speaker that is defending herself or her person as a presiding officer. It should be the other members. And that is this.
Take the floor. You are out of order. You are out of order. Sit, Bagera. You are out of order.
I'm on a point of order.
You are out of order, disrespecting the Speaker.
You see
that's what we are talking about.
You see, Honorable Speaker, what the Honorable Bakera is doing now is what she should have done in the first place to defend the presiding officer. But it shouldn't be up to the presiding officer to defend her person, herself as a presiding officer. I just wanted to bring that to you. But also, Honorable Speaker, do you now agree? Okay, I can't ask you a question, but just as a matter of thought, when we say debate ought to allow for the exchange of ideas, it is precisely because of instances like that, where another member ought to have been allowed to take Honorable Karonda's idea or perhaps those sentiments on in a debate. Anyways.
Yes, Honorable Member, maybe to respond to what you said, I think you are correct to say, to acknowledge it was wrong for a member to try and make assertions, if I have to be polite, not even accusations, assertions against the presiding officer, because the presiding officer cannot participate in a debate in the House. But I think where you are not right is where you say it ought to have been a SWAPO member to call this member to order, because when we are here, honorable members, when we are here, we are MPs, we are serving Namibia, we are guided by the rules. And when, in fact, honorable, let me finish, we are guided by the rules, and we all respect the rules, and we all call out violation of the rules by whomever it is done, not only when they are violated against our member. And finally, the chief whips, as I have said, have the responsibility to guide their members. So a chief whip, he is a chief whip and a party leader, ought to have called himself to order and said that he is out of order. No, not anymore. You exhausted that. Honorable members, no, what point of privilege? You were wrong, honorable member. Honorable Amkoto has the floor. To do what? Oh, it's Honorable Aupindi that has the floor. I don't even know how his name is.
No, my time. No, but my time. Where is my time going and I'm not even on the floor?
Out of your character.
You? I want 5 minutes. I want 5 minutes. I want 5 minutes, Speaker. Speaker, it must go on 5 minutes.
Okay, 5 minutes.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, I'm really happy, Honorable Member, Honorable Speaker, that a professional like Dr. Aseb, I'm really happy that minions are making ways for serious professionals to take care of serious institutions like ACC. Because it is true to say that while this institution has done fairly well, I will not be clapping hands. Because it has also, and I agree with the honorable members who are saying it was weaponized, and it was weaponized. And to be honest, probably because the outgoing leadership was short of anything I would call of a leader that's substantively having the necessary knowledge to lead such an institution that is supposed to be fighting for Namibians. It was short. And to just tell you some of the few examples, let's be clear, and in so doing what they did, they hurt many people's lives. They didn't do well. Even the issue of Al Jazeera, it took, I think the documentary for Al Jazeera, it took the President Gengov to send them the folder. It was not because of them. So I feel that an institution that should have been strategically involved in fighting corruption turned into settling political scores. And for example, even now if you look at it, some people are arrested, some people are not arrested. You know, some people are being charged, some people are not being charged. You know, and there is a certain level of sort of investigating only black people, generally. If you look at it, I almost say the ACC is no longer Anti-Corruption Commission, it's actually African Corruption Commission. So really, and the issue of having kept the former Director General there for 20 years was just a serious deficiency. Because this type of institution globally, usually you only serve one term for efficiency level. You know, so you only serve one term. So this thing of 20 years literally make the person who is supposed to fight corruption complacent, and it makes them corrupt too. And then of course the issue of the board. Namibia's constitution is based on checks and balances, that they have to be side and effect. You are not the alpha and the omega. So the current system where you have the Director General deputized, but they are somehow the alpha and the omega, and there is no other board of some kind of
of arbitration or of appeal already goes against the principles of Namibia's constitution, and it won't work. So I feel that as we really applaud and congratulate Dr. Asep, and as we say goodbye to these minions who were occupying those positions, I will call them minions because they have caused harm to me and my family, and no one can convince me otherwise. So as we say goodbye to these minions, it must be an example that institution of this seriousness must be led by seriously highly reputable people. Dr. Asep is such professional, and I can tell you there is one thing that is going to make him fail. He will not fail, but there's one thing that's going to make him fail, and that is interference. I'm being honest. The Director General, and there has been examples. There has been examples with interference of the ACC by other structures. We cannot allow that system to continue, because when you literally interfere in the work of the ACC, it is no longer independent. It is no longer independent, and therefore it starts now persecuting people instead of investigating and prosecuting people. They are not even in the situation where they must decide whether you are innocent or guilty. That's for the court of law to decide. My dear honorable members, I support Dr. Asep. I support the extension of the advocate, but I also look forward to an ACC that is going to reform itself to seriously focus on combating corruption and not persecuting people. I so submit.
Honorable members, I delay. Honorable members, can I have that? Honorable members, can I be heard now? Honorable members, can I be heard now? To cite the rules of the House, not the rules of the Speaker. Yeah, so I took time to comment, to make a ruling on one word that was used by Dr. Aupindi, because I wanted to be certain about its meaning, and that is the reference to the outgoing members of the Commission as minions. And that is a word that is unbecoming in terms of the rules, the standing rules and order. Yeah, you can find, you said that you were reading something on your cell phone, find the meaning there. But what I'm saying is that no one, honorable members, can I be heard, please? Honorable members, can I finish? None of us would want to be referred to in that manner. I do understand that when someone acts towards you in a certain manner, and you feel that they are not fair and they have caused you harm, you have a right to be upset. But you still have to act within the rules that are adopted when you are in the House. And that phrase was out of order, Honorable Aupindi. It was inappropriate. Yeah. He said... No, read the rest of it. So the derogatory connotation is okay. So you can be referred to as such. Is that what you are saying? So it's out of order. It is out of order. Honorable Ihemba. It's a painful thing when you do the same orally to other people. The things you say also upset other people. Is it okay if I come here and I use that language towards you? It's not. Let us just keep the standards. Let's agree. These are rules we have adopted. Let's agree. Yes, you have called me all sorts of things. Yeah. So the ruling stands. The next member on the, is it Honorable Thomas? With Honorable Ihemba, I think, ne? I see Honorable Ihemba's name is down. I don't see Honorable Ihemba standing.
Ihemba is not here.
He's not in.
Okay.
He's not here.
So,
He's coming. No, he's outside. Yeah, he's outside.
I have here Honorable Ihemba, followed by Honorable Thomas. I don't know what is happening in Secretariat. But why is Ihemba down here? Why Ihemba was here, now the name disappeared?
Because he was serving the...
Why is the list moving?
Because the members also, if they press once, they must not press and press. That's a problem.
Oh, okay. So I give floor to him, but the Secretariat, please look at the gadgets. I don't know why they do this. Honorable Kumbwa, you have the floor. You have the floor, Honorable Kumbwa. Huh? Yeah, Honorable Kumbwa, you have the floor. Yes, yes.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the floor. I'm standing today to give my contribution to this important motion on the nominations of the Director General and so. ACC is a very important tool that I believe to promote good governance. I understand its mandate, and that is to prevent, educate and awareness and investigation. Despite challenges, the previous incumbent laid a foundation in terms of structure and office of the Anti-Corruption Commission, because he started it with a big challenge after its formation in 2006. However, the appointment and the nomination should take the following into consideration. One is that the ACC have a limited approved establishment currently. It has limited regional presence. It has limited power and mandate to execute its duties and responsibilities as required. Also, ACC should consider empowerment of the grassroots in terms of awareness and all that matters for good governance. Because in most cases, only the elite, the academics, who are very vocal on corruption issues, but our grassroots down there at the villages, they don't know these procedures and they are not aware. They are even afraid to expose things that contains corruption practices. As a unique person and member of parliament supporting these nominations, I believe that, and maybe also from other minds in this house, from other honorables, might concur with me that all PhD holders are forever maximum on task. and maybe also corruption-free to a certain extent. Law-abiding someone, the two candidates here I went through, I understand their capabilities without compromise. It's just a matter of wait and see situation for a fully fledged anti-corruption commission of the millennium. I thank you and I support the nominations.
Thank you. Honorable Amkoto. Is it Honorable Moto? Yeah. Now I don't know why this gadget. Okay, now Honorable Moto, you have the floor. Now I don't know where Honorable Amkoto is now because his name is no longer on the list. It's fallen off. So I don't know what is going on. Every now and then it shifts by itself.
Next.
Huh? You have pressed the button. Oh, at the bottom. Okay. Honorable Moto, you have it.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I rise to support the motion, but our support is founded on hope, but is tempered by experience. Today is not merely about appointing a new Director General, it's an opportunity for this House to reflect honestly on the state of the anti-corruption governance in Namibia and the institutional legacy that it has left behind. The Anti-Corruption Commission has existed for decades. During that time, it is undoubtedly, we can say that it has built investigative capacity, expanded on its footprint, and handled a couple of complaints. Those achievements deserve acknowledgement. However, institutions are not judged by only what they build, but they are judged by the confidence that they inspire. Unfortunately, the outgoing administration leaves behind significant ambiguities. These ambiguities are not just mainly about law, but there are ambiguities about public confidence and accountability. Too many investigations of public interest have been taken years to conclude. Too many Namibians have left asking, what has become of matters that once dominated national conversation? In the absence of timely communication and visible outcomes, speculation inevitably fills the vacuum. This is not conducive for the rule of law. The legitimacy of an anti-corruption institution doesn't only depend on its independence, but it depends on its ability to demonstrate consistency, timelessness, and transparency. Yes. Honorable Speaker, the challenge before Dr. ASAP is therefore much more bigger than just fighting corruption. It is about rebuilding institutional credibility. Public trust cannot be demanded, it must be earned. It must be earned every time an investigation is pursued without fear and without favor and unnecessary delay. And I want to also say, without political interference. Yes. This debate should therefore extend beyond the appointment before us. It should compel this House to ask whether our anti-corruption legislation remains fit for the purpose. The nature of corruption has evolved significantly over the years. Financial crimes have become more sophisticated. Illicit financial flows increasingly transcend borders. And public procurement schemes are more complex when the Anti-Corruption Act was enacted. We must therefore ask ourselves in this House, do our laws significantly empower the Commission to investigate unexplained wealth, strengthen the recovery of illicit assets, provide adequate protection for whistleblowers, and address corruption proactively rather than reactively? This is why we then bring our 4 expectations. Firstly, the Commission must move beyond measuring success by investigations open. Success must increasingly be measured by investigations concluded, successful prosecutions, assets recovered, and systems reformed. Secondly, corruption prevention must receive equal attention. Every ministry, public enterprise, local authority should undergo regular corruption risk assessments before scandals emerge in newspapers. Third, Parliament should receive meaningful performance reporting, not only statistics, but explanations on systematic corruption risk, implementation challenges, and recommendations for legislative reforms. And finally, independence must not only merely exist in law, it must exist in practice. Every investigation must leave no room for reasonable doubt that the Commission acts according to evidence and law alone. Honorable Speaker, Dr. Brian ASAP arrives with significant experience in financial intelligence and combating illicit financial flows.
That expertise is particularly relevant in an era where corruption is increasingly sophisticated, transnational, and concealed through complex financial arrangements. We therefore support his nomination, but we do so with the expectation that his appointment marks more than a change of leadership. It must mark a renewal of public confidence, because corruption does not only steal public money, it steals opportunity, it steals development, and therefore, most dangerously, it steals citizens' belief that the institution exists to serve them. It is with this belief that the Director General must restore that trust. We therefore submit our support.
Now, wait, which mic is now?
The speaker must follow that initially because they are pressing the thing twice, that's why some names are disappearing.
Yes, the order here is disturbed. At one point I had Honorable Mulunga, at another point I had the Honorable Thomas, and the only to come and see that Honorable Kanguru is now at the top of the list. And I'm told that what is happening is because we are pressing, and like you register and then you deregister and you register again. Yeah. So now I have now copied that list here because this is what gives me stability, and I give the floor to Honorable Thomas, followed by Honorable Amkoto, then Honorable Haikola, Honorable Kanguru, Honorable Sankwasa, Honorable Hishono, Honorable Ihemba, and Honorable April.
Thank you very much. Can I continue with my time? Or?
Are you registering yourself or you want to make a point? Okay, Honorable Thomas.
No, Honorable Speaker, considering a well-settled consensus in the House, concession and consensus can amount to one thing, as well as the broader agreement on the challenges there are, on the issues that need urgent attention, focus and consideration as expressed by various members. Among them is really the call to depoliticize the institution, to de-weaponize, as well as I'm lending Honorable Speaker. As well as really the call for the institution to enjoy institutional autonomy in terms of how it treats every Namibian. Can we really, in the efficiency of the House, can we not move towards taking a decision? I think the common challenge is there is a broader agreement. So I seek for your guidance, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Sit down now.
Yes, thank you. Honorable members, the rules are saying the members would either reach a consensus, everybody would speak, and then everybody is in agreement and it's agreed, or the members can divide the House, or the members can agree. The members can agree to conclude, because when you listen, people are saying the same thing, and the other things, honorable members, the other things that they are raising are issues that are not for today to deal with. I have heard people talked about the processes, the appointment processes, the other issues. Those are issues that can be considered within a different context. Yeah. So, I'm only responding. I'm not rounding up. You don't have to, honorable member, you don't have to get up. I'm not forcing anything on you. I'm only saying, according to the rules, the presiding officer only enforce the rules. The rules are saying members would either agree by consensus, members will show they are not in agreement and call that the speaker divides the House, in which case I will divide the House. But in the absence of a call to divide,
And in the absence of the declaration of consensus, I will give the floor to the people that are asking for the floor. Yeah. Yes. Now,
thank you very much,
Honorable
Speaker.
1 minute, please. Yeah. So that we make progress. It's about to knock off time, eh?
Yes, Speaker. I think if the concern is that the knock-off time would reach, and then the ACC Director General, whom there's overwhelming support, if that's the concern, we can assure you, before knock-off time, this country will not sleep without a Director General. So relax. So members will just contribute, because it's unfair to contribute, and the country is following, and the record is recording, and others who want to contribute, who are senior traditionally than Director General.
Yeah, so
I'm just assuring Speaker, if that's the concern, before knock-off time, let members contribute before knock-off time. If that's the concern, we can assure Speaker.
Honorable Member, the item is not only one on the order paper.
Okay, relax.
And I have already made the ruling. And I'm saying this is not the only item on the agenda paper. So let's make the most of the time. Yeah? Honorable Thomas.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Members. Good morning. Yes. Afternoon or morning, almost. Yeah. I rise to support the motion on the floor, supporting in terms of the Anti-Corruption Act 8 of 2003 that provide a good governance to fight corruption in both public and private sectors. Not that one that give favoritism to the big boss. Honorable Speaker, allow me to contribute in this one. When people are saying Anti-Corruption Commission failed, the usual meant it hasn't delivered the big result as Namibian expected. Investigations take more time. Cases, bribery, fraud, nepotism, abuse of office, prevent corruption to be tackled in public education, police, health, and the other ministries. This becomes a burden to public. Few higher profile convictions. In 18 years, very few big fish, politicians, have been convicted. Case like Fish Road took years and years in court. Public sees this as a slow path to big failures to the Namibian people. Slow investigation also cause a public to lose interest. Cases often take 3 to 7 years. By then, evidence is becoming cold, disappears, and the interest of public dies. Corruption is becoming systematic. In the Tendang Board, Fishing Court, Land Board, legal gap allow this these things to happen. No protection, proper protection given to the investigators in the anti-corruption commissions, the whistleblowers, and also those who are willing to contribute to make Namibia to move ahead. We, as the Namibian people presented by us here, we are requesting the lawmakers in the parliament to make laws, properly laws, that will govern the democracy of this country, but not kill it. In conclusion, Anti-Corruption Commission did not fail and is not failing its investigation and education part because of the interference of the political big fishers. It makes Anti-Corruption Commission to be weak, not to do their proper job. We are saying, if we look into the country like Botswana in Africa and Hong Kong in South Africa,
Thank you. Honorable Kanguru. Oh, sorry. I went back, it was, Honorable Amkoto. Yeah, and, I forgot, I went back to the screen.
Yeah. Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the floor. And also thank you for you being cool today. Thank you very much. I want to share my concern with the work of Anti-Corruption Commission over the past 20 years. Honorable Speaker, many Namibians have watched as small corruption cases were tackled, while some of the bigger allegations involving large amount of public money appear to move slowly or remain unsolved. This has created a perception that there are different standards when it comes to fighting corruption. Corruption is corruption, Honorable Speaker, whether it involves a small amount or millions of dollars mean for development of our people. Honorable Speaker, the Namibian people want to see justice applied equally and consistently. As new Director General Dr. Brian Aseb is about to take office, I wish him a well in carrying out his important responsibility. I urge him to act without fear or favor, to remain independent and serve only the interest of the Namibian people. The fight against corruption must never be selective. He must be impartial, credible, and focused on holding all wrongdoers accountable, regardless of their position of influence. Whether you are a speaker, whether you are a prime minister, whether you are a minister, whether you are a member of parliament, whether you are a president, he must act impartial without fear and favor. I support the motion, but we will hold them accountable, not to turn corrupt to turn corrupt people into state witness, as it was happening in the last. That's what's happening in the last. So, I so support this motion, and I so move. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Now, Honorable Haikola.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, Honorable Prime Minister. I first want to start with the ACC mandates. So 1, to receive or initiate and investigate allegations of corrupt practices. The second one, because there are only 3, educate the public and disseminating information on the evils and dangers of corruption. The last one, take measures for the prevention of corruption in public and private bodies. What I'm actually currently having is an annual report of 2024 and 2025. And if we go to the second mandate of educating the public and disseminating this information, ACC for the past 2 years has only, under their program, only educated, or to say had programs, and the total participant undergone ethics and integrity training were only 2,376. Out of 3 million people, only these people that went through that ethics and integrity program. So with the new director, Dr. ASAP, we expect this number to be increased. A lot of participants must go through this training, and awareness was only reached 10,000 Namibian people. These are really less numbers. Yes, the total number of participants in the awareness program was only 10,782. So it's very important. With the new leadership, we expect this awareness to reach rural areas, children in school, as one of the members have mentioned here, as well as also in private companies. The third mandate, take measures for prevention of corruption in public and private bodies. If you have read this document, the annual report, it was tabled here, you'll be surprised to see that ACC has just been following all over ministries, public institutions, but a lot of cases have been reported from private bodies, but a few are recorded here. So with the new leadership, this is what we expect. We expect ACC also to go into private companies. And with this, I support, but the parliamentary oversight, the parliamentary committee must also do its job when it comes to this important institution. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Kangulu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for the floor. I also would like to make my intervention in this particular matter. Honorable Speaker, fighting against corruption is the cornerstones of our nation's economic stability and social justice. We appreciate the Prime Minister for the motivation, of course. However, I wanted to remind the House on the notions of business unusual. We may be here to speak from A to Z, but our action will still form part and parcel of corruption. Mr. Speaker, the issue of historical related matter in terms of corruption. Amongst the members of this House, they were directly involved in the fish road. Some names were circulated in those lists, but we never seen action against those individual members. If you go to Rwanda, Kagame, you will see there is no anti-corruption commission. But they are, in the world, they are at number 46, I think, 46. Yet they are using all the citizens to fight corruption. While here in Namibia, we are the one being masters, engineers of corruption, yet we are the lawmakers. Madam Speaker, we truly need to change ourselves, take Namibia first before ourselves. And that is the only way we will be able to fight corruption effectively. We must subject ourselves to good governance. If we do not submit ourselves, we will never achieve free anti-corruption also. Honorable Prime Minister, I want to also acknowledge the past circumstances of ACC. That mostly it was indicated that they concentrate on small fish. I want them to have that net, the gilt net, that will definitely bring everything, small and big, but not just small one, so that we can root out corruption and we can definitely be able to enhance the development of our country. I want also to propose that the new leadership must demonstrate courage. Those proven tracking record must speak about integrity, fearlessness, and administrative competence. They must, of course, be absolutely transparent. We must avoid partisanship, else we will be judged by the generation to come. Honorable Speaker, as I conclude in support of Doctor to take over this particular very important institution, we will keep our eyes completely open, both, not one, but both, in ensuring that we account them, and in so doing, I believe that it will no longer be a multi-decade reappointment, but our leader here indicated that 5 years could be sufficient, so that we truly be able to ensure that we do not compromise the institutional vitalities in terms of fighting corruption. I therefore support the nomination.
Thank you. Honorable Sankwasa.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to support the nomination of Dr. ASAP to lead the organization. But I have a few warnings to the new incoming director, because he is taking over an institution that has been damaged. The reputation and the credibility of Anti-Corruption Commission in its current form is damaged. And then I implore that the new incoming director should act like a wolf, which all those that are corrupt will love to hate. Not to act like a donkey whom everybody will want to ride. In the sense that just in the last few months that I've been there over here as a minister, I have 15 cases which people, just from the city of Windhoek, for example, which people brought to my office, and they've showed me where they reported the Anti-Corruption Commission, but they were chased away by the previous administration. The case was considered as dead ends. My own case, that tender was signed on the same day by 2 companies. And that's where I want to agree with my brother Honorable Benani. On the same table, on the same day, we signed two companies. I signed the human resource management part. The other company signed the financial management part. But my part was seen as corruption. The other part is not corruption. Tribally. And I remember that when I raised those issues, it was a revenge because I had complained against the poor performance of the Anti-Corruption Commission publicly. So it was a revenge on me. So therefore, the new leadership, I implore that they must not become weaponized against individuals for political or tribal reasons. Because this is an institution that must operate, which operates in the justice sector, where judges are not influenced, magistrates are not influenced, but this body must also act with the same independence if you have to achieve the proper image for the country as a public service. The Anti-Corruption Commission must equally not take over the role of the police. Because at the moment, people are not making a difference between what is corruption, what is theft. They must leave theft to the police, which is commercial branch, to investigate daylight theft. And the Anti-Corruption Commission must concentrate on corrupt activities. That leads to gratification. Because stealing does not lead to gratification. It's only corrupt practice that leads to gratification. Therefore, again, the overstay in this body has created a high complacence that the anti-corruption body became a corrupt body. Instead of it being the Anti-Corruption Commission, it became a corrupt commission. Because I think of overstaying and the lack of oversight, who is having an oversight on the performance of this organization? So I really stand, as I say, to support, and the new director should also find time to seek support from the leadership, because he's taking over as a new apple in a basket that is already rotting. Where there is a deputy director there who remains, where there are investigating officers that remain, he's the only clean one who is coming in. So he must act properly, than him being absorbed into the old system, saying, this is how we do things here. I thank you and I support the move.
Yes, honorable members, I just have to reiterate the point I made earlier. But Honorable Sankwasa raised an important point. Who is the Anti-Corruption Commission accountable to? It is accountable to Parliament. To Parliament. And then if it is our view that Anti-Corruption Commission is not performing its work, we are actually saying we have failed to exercise oversight over the Commission. Yes, we can have leaders of the Anti-Corruption Commission summoned to appear under appropriate structures of the Parliament, and we can take decision on the basis of whether we think that the ACC is performing well or not. That is the first one. The second one, and the last I want to appeal on is, colleagues, let us focus on the appointment of the two for today. It's very clear from our comments. We think that there is a lot of things that need to improve, but let's follow the processes that we have established. Not when we have to fill the vacancies, we have to discuss the ACC in general. So otherwise, truly, we will not manage to finish this agenda today. There is Honorable Hishono, followed by Honorable Ihemba and Honorable April, and the Prime Minister would respond, and then we try to conclude. Yeah, Honorable Hishono. Yeah, it's because I left the list and I'm giving this because this list is changing left, right, and center. I don't know what is happening. The officials are saying apparently when we touch, it changes the order. So now I have this one. Honorable Hishono is not here. Okay, Honorable Ihemba.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, and through you, Honorable Muinaina. Honorable Speaker, let me allow me to acknowledge the many capable legal practitioners across the country who may be listening to this debate and quietly asking themselves, am I not good enough to serve my country? The Law Society of Namibia reports that as of 2024, there were 11 admitted legal practitioners recorded as unemployed, while Namibia has over 1,300 admitted legal practitioners across the country. We can check that one out on the website of the Law Society of Namibia. And that is just to amplify what the previous speakers have spoken. The reality reminds us that talent is not in short supply. If anything, the waiting room of qualified Namibian lawyers is not empty. Whenever we make this type of appointment, we should be mindful that we are not choosing between Advocate van der Merwe or nothing, but we are choosing from a pool of competent Namibians who are ready to serve. I'm sure some of those who are listening today and are hoping that one day this Parliament will remember that their CVs have not expired. Honorable Speaker, the Anti-Corruption Commission is expected to investigate allegations of corruption fearlessly, impartially, and without favor. Consequently, the person at its helm must not only possess necessary qualifications and experience, but must also command unquestionable public confidence. Public confidence is the currency upon which institutions such as ACC operate. Once that confidence is diminished, every investigation, every recommendation, and every prosecution become vulnerable to public doubt. It is on record of the High Court judgment in which the nominee was found to have acted outside the scope of his delegated authority. I am mindful that our courts exist precisely to review administrative conduct, and no one should be condemned merely because a court scrutinized their actions. However, when Parliament is asked to approve the head of the nation's premier anti-corruption institution, we cannot simply look away from judicial findings that speak directly to the exercise of public power. Our responsibility is not merely to ask whether the nominee can perform the job. We must also ask whether the appointment strengthens or weakens the public confidence in the institution. This House has a constitutional obligation to protect the integrity of our institutions. We must ensure that appointments of this magnitude have no reasonable room for doubt regarding impartiality, accountability, and adherence to rule of law. In conclusion, Honorable Speaker, I shall support the nomination of Dr. Aisa because the House must ultimately make a decision. However, our support today should not be interpreted as a blank check. Should the day come when Namibians point a finger to this House and say, "We told you so," let us not become defensive. Instead, let us have the humility to admit where we have erred and courage to repair the damage. After all, even the best drivers miss a turn. The difference is that responsible drivers do not insist that they are on the right road. And I thank you.
Honorable April.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. At the onset, before I get to say what I got the floor for, let me start by saying thank you to Noah and his team for the job that they have done under impossible and difficult circumstances. where the very same Namibians that seem to be concerned about corruption were also collaborative in having corruption happening in this country. Therefore, I'd like to call upon all of us. We can have whoever at the helm of that commission. Unless us as Namibians, all of us become commissioners of anti-corruption, corruption will always be amongst us. So therefore, my call to all of us here today, and in particular because that institution is directly accountable to us, that without trying to create polarization of this one is the one that condones or ordained, but that we should take it as our collective responsibility henceforth to see whether we can have the Anti-Corruption Commission of its new leadership do what they can under circumstances that human beings can. And therefore, I want to contribute by saying, if you are a hunter of a jackal, it's very difficult to spot the jackal. But the one jackal can spot the other one very easily. Corruption is only possible because those who are committing corruption are in cahoots. And the Anti-Corruption Director General, without us assisting him or them, will find it hard to combat corruption in this country effectively and efficiently. So therefore, my position is, let's do this thing together. Let's do this thing, let's own this responsibility to make Namibia corruption free. Also, it's not enough, and this is coming to the Prime Minister, it's not enough that we have only a Director General and the top part filled with capacity. We must get officials of anti-corruption and anti-corruption in all institutions of government, not under the government payroll, but under the anti-corruption payroll, so that we have eyes that watch whatever happens there at the ground whenever procurement issues and other issues related to money is being discussed. The other one, Madam Speaker, is I don't want these insinuations and allegations that seem to look like it's conditions for the appointment to happen today to go unchallenged. The acquiescence from us sitting this side of the aisle does not mean we are agreeing to what assertions and allegations are thrown to this side of the aisle. I must say, as a SWAPO member and part of the government, I will never condone corruption. I will never support corruption. Therefore, it's not the government that endorse and allow this thing, it's people. And therefore, please, let's work together, stop initiating and throwing aspersions and allegations, and nip this corruption in the bud. To the incoming ones, thank you so much, Isaac and Erna van der Merwe, our commissioners. You have our support so that together we can fight this corruption with aim and with purpose. I so submit. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Now, honorable members, this list, honorable members, this list is exhausted. I can see that there is another list coming up on the screen, but the PM needs time to respond. So I would like to give the floor to the Prime Minister, and I also like to request the Prime Minister to be brief and to the point so we can have some sort of conclusion before 1 o'clock. Because if we are too long and it's 1 o'clock and you are not done answering, we can't take a decision.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. I shall be succinct.
It's Doctor speaking.
I have Noted, and if you look in front of me here, a lot of those points, important impressions, important recommendations, what must be done as we go forward. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, I once again just wanted to appreciate we must accept the unanimity of support that has been demonstrated across the aisle. Every political party here, even SWANU, no, I'm just saying that we have to appreciate the plurality of the support in expressing this motion. Even Honorable Lukato and everybody. So I therefore, Honorable Speaker, want to appreciate the sincerity with which honorable members have spoken. Yes,
Honorable members.
The sincerity with which we have spoken, the frankness with which we have spoken and expressed our views about an institution which is important, which plays and will play an important role in our country. And I think the sentiments cuts across. And also to agree that we must strengthen the institution, both in terms of human as well as financial resources to be given to it so that it can be able to do its work. And also, as the Speaker has said, accountability of this body is here with Parliament, and that's why we are discussing. In the event that those that we are bringing in are, as my respected brother Ihemba there saying, every good driver can sometimes swerve off. Should that be the case, again, let's call that body, or let's call those that we are bringing on board to account. Weaponization, politicization, if there's such a word, those two are points that are taken. So finally, we should also, rightly so, appreciate those who have been there in the person of outgoing DG, Paulus Kalomo Noah, for the work that he humanly and his team has done. We cannot say that no good was done. Certainly there was. There may have been weaknesses here and there. It's human. It's human. So it's human. So therefore we wish them, and we wish him particularly, all the best in the future endeavors. And Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Prime Minister, we can just round up. It seems as if the members on this side want to...
Thank you very much. No, I appreciate the excitement of Mnaina Venani. I appreciate his excitement of the SWAPO group where he is also. It's a lighter note. So thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you very much, honorable members. We have deployed this support conditional in the professionalism of the DG that is coming in. We have deployed this enthusiasm from all of us is to see that the DG comes in to support the work that the President is appointing him for, of course with the support of the National Assembly. And therefore we agree in so much as the support that we have demonstrated here, we agree with the nomination of the President. And in so doing, we agree that the Namibian people are investing their hope in the decision that we are taking today. And let it be a decision that will be reflective of the interests and aspirations of the Namibian people. So may God bless Namibia, and may God bless National Assembly. And of course, as we go to where we are going for the recess, let's equally do that in the national interest and preserving the national security of Namibia. Thank you very much.
I now put the question that the motion for the appointment of the Director General and Deputy Director General of the Anti-Corruption Commission be approved. Any objections? Then it's agreed. Yes, on what point are you raising? Yes, on what point, Honorable Member?
Yeah. No, I'm just saying everything is okay, Speaker.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. Then the Secretary, we now have only 15 minutes. We really spent a lot of time on one item. It was important, but we agreed to deal with more than one issue. Now there is another issue that follows. The Secretary will read that as the first order of the day.
Please, resumption of debate on the nomination of members to serve on the Security Commission in terms of Article 1142 of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia.
Yes, when this assembly adjourned on Thursday, 7th July 2026, the question before the assembly was to consider the nominations of 2 members of the Security Commission in terms of Article 1142 of the Constitution. A division of the House in terms of Rule 149 of the Standing Rules and Orders was called regarding the mode of voting, and the House agreed to an open ballot voting through a vote. The report, the results of the... Yes. Yeah, now having done that, the House is called to vote from the number. No, there was already a call for division. There was already a call for... Honorable members, please take your seats. Okay, half a minute.
The order paper that we have here, the order paper, I don't even understand why we are handling this matter the way we are handling it. It's not just because it says nomination of members all of a sudden and these members happens to be from this house. There is no discussion. We were comforted and placed at peace that sanity has eventually prevailed and the order paper was produced in the manner that it was produced. And it says resumption of debate on the nomination of members to serve. So when this order paper was produced, we are going to resume the debate. That's why we were of the understanding that we didn't produce this order paper. Can we please resume the debate, Speaker, so that we can speak about important issues such as the Security Commission Act that has not been looked at and analyzed properly for a long time. It has many gaps and many other issues that we have. These things of just saying now IPC members must show hands out of their...
Honorable Member, your time is up now. It was
like
a point of order. Yes, as I have indicated, the process started, the vote started, and the vote, Honorable Member, wait, we started with the vote to decide whether, Honorable, you cannot interrupt a member ruling. Let me finish the ruling. You can't. No. We voted. Honorable Member, you are out of order. I am making a ruling. Take your seat. You are out of order. Yeah, in terms of the rules, when there is a call for a secret vote, it has to be established that the majority support a secret vote. And that vote was carried out and the majority supported the secret vote. Now what remains for us to do is now to have the vote as per the majority of that vote. Yeah,
So now the House will be divided. Secretariat, close the doors and ring the bell. Honorable members, Secretariat, close the doors and ring the bell.
Now you want us to vote open. Who is calling the division? Who? Division should be called by us.
Honorable members, close the doors, close the doors. You see? You Can we now confirm the quorum? Okay. So now, honorable members, as we were as per the technical arrangement here, because of the nature of the issue that we have to vote on, a voting arrangement has been made. Now I'm trying to look for that arrangement. Where is it? I want that. We have a number of people that are candidates. The Secretariat will call the names of all members entitled to vote one by one. When your name is called, the member will be recognized, required to rise from his or her seat and just mention names of 2 members he or she intends to vote for from the list of 10 names as submitted and as announced in the House. The Secretariat will record your votes as such, and the 2 members who receive the majority of votes will be considered duly nominated to serve on the Security Commission. Now, in order for that vote to hold, we need to have a quorum for voting. And the Secretariat has confirmed the numbers, and the information is that we have 42 members. Yeah, so 42 members, we are short of a voting quorum. Yeah, so it means that now that we would rise to go into recess, because we only met to discuss these issues, we would rise to go into recess, not having finalized some of these matters that we had intended to finalize over this 1 day of extension. And since we have 5 minutes still to go, I will ask the Prime Minister to move that the House adjourns until the day, yeah, until the, yes, please. Yes. I can hear that.
Yeah, it is ready now.
No. No. They will go out the moment we start. They don't want to vote. Honorable, the Right Honorable Prime Minister move that the House rises until the The first Tuesday of September.
Second.
The second Tuesday of September. Huh? The first Tuesday.
First.
Is it a Tuesday?
1st of September. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
So I understand the first Tuesday of September is the 1st of September. So that is when we resume.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I move that the House stand adjourned for the recess until the 1st of September 2026. And we have already wished the honorable members all the best. And Godspeed ahead, and see you soon. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
The House stands adjourned.